Hey Gearaholics, it's me Gearaholic here, and today I'm doing a new review. Today's review is going to be over the Mora Pro S. Man, this thing is awesome. Hopefully I get you guys a good view of this thing. I'm kind of shooting this video a little differently, just because I wanted a higher quality video to be able to, appease you guys. So I apologize for the funky angles, but hopefully you guys will get used to it. So basically here it is, the Pro S by Mora. It's a newer line of their knives that they just released. It's a really awesome knife. I ordered it in the mail and it came within probably about a week. It was a really good shipping and all that, good quality. But what you're really going to notice about this Mora is obviously they've redesigned the entire knife. I think this is supposed to be kind of like their newer release, obviously, to kind of in a way phase out some of those older knives. I would say that this knife more specifically is supposed to kind of phase out the 511s and probably become the new standard 511 to it. So basically the sheath is a polypropylene sheath, which is really nice. It's really durable, and it actually, it holds the blade in relatively well. There's really no issues that I can find with the actual sheath itself. I really do like how they redesigned it. You can tell on the backside here they redesigned the whole clip kind of in a way. It's still that really nice hook and closure clip that they have with a nice little hinge right down here to catch on your belt. It goes on the belt really nice and easy, and it's nice and wide and can accommodate a 1.5 inch belt, I believe. And they also have the famous little button tab up here for hooking on another Mora, obviously. And they still have these button tabs, and I'm not really sure exactly why in Sweden they double stack their knives like that. But there's also a little logo on there as well, if you guys can see that. It's got their little Mora logo on there. It's got a nice little thumb ramp or thumb jimping up here to help pull out the knife because of the rubber texture, which helps keep it into the actual sheath itself. So basically the Mora blade, and here it is, I'll give you guys a nice little look real quick at the actual blade. Really nice, really well done. First thing you're going to notice is it's a wider blade than the 511, and it has a little bit more of an edge right here. There's more of like a round belly on the edge of the blade, and then basically it obviously terminates into a really sharp point, which is really nice. Specs on this is it's 8.25 inches long with a blade length of 3.6 inches, and the handle length is 4.6 inches long. But basically the overall weight too is incredible. That is what I love about these knives, and Mora just knows how to do it. The weight on this knife is only 2.8 ounces. 2.8 ounces. That's insane. There's no knife here. It's basically air is what you're carrying on you. But what's more incredible is the fact that it is also a 3/4 inch tang, which means the tang terminates about here on the blade, which isn't a problem for me. I honestly don't mind that at all. The overall appearance and look of this knife is really, really nice. You can tell that the designers took a really long time to design the handle, redesign like the way that it felt in the hand. It's a little bit more beefy, which is kind of nice because I got bigger hands, which means I should be able to actually fill, it should be able to fill more of my hands. And actually because it's got these really nice kind of swells here, it does really fit my hand really well. They reduced the size of the finger choil here, which is really nice. So it's not such a big issue when you hold it, and actually it doesn't feel too bad and it doesn't look too bad either. Obviously if you wanted to cut that off, I guess you could, but you might ruin this rubber guard that's on it. So speaking more a little bit about the handle, basically it's polypropylene covered in some sort of rubberized material. And basically that rubber material really helps grip. It's a really good grippy, grippy surface for your hand, really tacky. Does really well when it's wet or when your hands are sweaty. And this polypropylene that's kind of coming out also protrudes on the butt end of the knife, which is really nice, which makes it easier for hammering in, whatever, tent steaks or maybe cracking some nuts or something. So let's go ahead and talk about the actual blade itself. So obviously the blade is going to be 3.6 inches long. The blade thickness is going to be 0.8 or 2.5 millimeters thick. That's not too bad. As a matter of fact, I think that's a really good craft knife size, for any kind of utility task. I did a few cutting tasks with it, and I'll try to roll in some video. I also made a tent peg. I was just kind of messing around and made this tent peg, and while I was cutting this tent peg, it really worked really well. It beveled the edges really nicely. It took care and cleaned it up really superbly, and I was super impressed by how good the steel was. The steel on this blade is going to be 12C27 Sandvik steel. It's not necessarily listed on most websites, but I believe if you go to the Mora website, they actually have the blade steel listed as 12C27 Sandvik steel. And obviously it's a Scandi ground blade with kind of a drop point design, if you will. But the Scandi grind is it's just so sharp, and it's easy to clean up and really easy to maintain. And the 12C26 Sandvik steel, because it's stainless, is going to outlast most knives in the wilderness. I did put a little nick in the blade. I don't even know if you guys can tell. It's right about here when I was doing some batoning. And I'm glad that Mora kind of took their time and revamped the whole series. I think these look really good and they're really well done, and I'm so excited to see what this thing is really capable of in the future. So you guys go check it out. It's an amazing blade for an amazing price, and at 2.8 ounces you cannot argue with how easy it would be to carry this in any backpack, in any situation, throw it in your car or whatever, you know, no excuses. So I'm Gearaholic. Thanks for watching my review. Hope to see you guys again, and be safe out there and try not to cut yourselves. Later.